Hi guys, let's discuss current affairs. This is a set of questions that relates to the week between March 7th and 13th. There could be some stock questions as well, but these would relate to more important things that are happening around. So here's the first question in today's session. Government assistance directly or indirectly to beneficiaries from poor and low income groups as per the existing schemes of the government is known as subsidy. It's known as subsidy. We see the numbers here. I took this from the budget document 2021-22, that is the budget for the next financial year. So this particular graphic is a part of a document called budget at a glance. So I'm going to take you through this. What is subsidy? Just write, these kinds of questions often come in interviews. So just write 2-3 ideas. Subsidy, first point. Also called under recovery, also called under recovery. Number 2, second point. Now I'm going to give you a non-technical definition. Okay, so let's write number 2. Difference between a high cost price and a low sale price. Difference between the high cost price and a low sale price. Okay. Right, number 3. Major kinds of subsidies in India. Food. You could write these 3 here mentioned in this particular thing. This particular graphic has all the 3. So this particular graphic has this here: fertilizer, food, petroleum. You write these 3: fertilizer, food, petroleum, to which you could add healthcare and education, especially in government institutions. Let's look at this. What exactly subsidy is? So let's say the government's okay. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say I walk into a store owned by your family. Okay, I walk into your store and you find me there, and you see that Bharat sir is a poor man. He asked for this pen. I would come and ask you, okay, I want to buy this pen. How much does this cost? You would say, sir, this costs 10 rupees. 10 rupees. When your cost of your normal sale price is 13 rupees, you tell me it's 10 rupees, because you think that you know that I am poor. So what happens is that 13 is expensive, sir, and let's give a discount to sir. So 13 becomes 10 sale price. So I buy for 10. Now normally would sell for 13. 13 is normal sale price, but today's sale price is 10 rupees. What's the difference called? In your bhasha, it's called discount. You could also look at it as a loss. But the government, if the government were to do this, it would call the difference subsidy. The difference is called subsidy by the government. You call it a discount or a loss, the government calls it subsidy. If you look at something very simple, look at these kinds of subsidies here: fertilizer, food, and petroleum. Fertilizer subsidy, food, petroleum are important expense heads for the government. You look at food subsidy. How does food subsidy come? The government of India usually spends 37 rupees per kg of rice, 37 rupees, and 27 rupees per kg, to buy 1 kg of wheat. Think about it: 37 rupees per rice and 27 for wheat. Now this is bought from through MSP from the farmers, sent to Food Corporation of India godowns, from where it is sold to ration shops, where it is transported to ration shops. So what we call, which are ration shops are part of the public distribution system. Okay. Now fair price shops are ration shops. People like us go there. Let's say I would go there and buy it for this. The government sends 37 rupees. I spend 3 rupees to buy 1 kg of rice. I buy 1 kg of wheat for 2 rupees. See the difference. Procurement cost is 37 rupees, but sale price is 3 rupees. So per kg the government loses about 34 rupees per kg. These are numbers I have taken from the budget, okay, from the economic survey and the budget. Now you think about this, imagine the loss the government suffers. But this is how the government has to take care of people who are on the margins of the society, people who live below the margin. Now you look at this particular thing. In last year's budget, they had estimated the total, that they would spend 1,15,000 crore, take round figure, 1,15,000 crore on food subsidy. So stuff sold through ration shops at a lower price would lead to a total subsidy of 1.15 lakh crore. But then COVID came, lockdown happened, people were left without work, as people did not have work and did not have income, which meant that they could starve. There was potential, chance of them starving. So the government of India said, okay, let's give food grains free of cost. We would give food grains free of cost. If someone can afford, pretty well, otherwise per family, 10 kilos, 15 kilos, like that. In different parts of India, different rules, but then that's the case. So in the end, the government of India spent close to 4.22 lakh crore, take about 4.2 lakh crore rupees. So the budget was 1.15 lakh crore rupees to be spent on as subsidy, a discount of 1.15 lakh crore rupees, but they ended up spending a tad under 4.25 lakh crore rupees. That's huge money, my friends. So this is where this year things have gone very bad for the government. Look at fertilizer subsidy. They had planned to spend 71,000 crore rupees on fertilizer subsidy, okay, but the government spent it up almost double that amount. Almost double, not exactly, but almost double. How does fertilizer subsidy come? Let's say I'm a poor farmer. So I walk into a fertilizer store, which could be a private sector company, which could be which could be owned by a private sector company, or which could be a government cooperative. I walk in and ask for fertilizer. So usually, let's say I buy fertilizer for 20 rupees a kilo. 20 rupees a kilo. This fertilizer store guy would usually sell that for 40 rupees. But to me, he is selling at 20 rupees because the government has told him that, look, when Bharat farmer comes in, you sell this to him at 20 rupees. The other 20 rupees, the difference, we will pay to you. We will pay to you. So the government pays subsidy, the difference basically, to the fertilizer company. And this is a major thing, my friends. I mean, it's a huge expense for the government of India. So this year's look at the fertilizer subsidy almost doubled to 1.34 lakh crore rupees. Petroleum comes, earlier petrol had 4 different manifestations of petrol, oil actually, petrol, diesel, LPG, what we call kerosene. Now, early in 2011, petrol subsidy was removed, and 2016, I think 2014, diesel subsidy was also removed. Means even petrol and diesel were subsidized, where the government used to sell them at a price much lower than its procurement price. Okay. But then the government said, okay, only subsidy only on kerosene and LPG. LPG both are used as fuels, but kerosene has commercial purpose also. Both fuels have commercial purpose. Like there is something called commercial LPG, which is sold to the cylinders sold to restaurants, kitchens and all that. I mean, cloud kitchens and all that. But when it comes to something like domestic stuff, like we have a LPG cylinder at home, the government spends that, the government sells that at a subsidy to us. So huge loss. But this year, what the government did was, I mean, this financial year, we are in March yet, so financial year 2021, the government has removed kerosene subsidy. The government has removed kerosene subsidy. So this number you see there, 13,000 crore rupees for the next financial year, okay, is likely to be only on LPG. Whereas this number you see from 40,000 crore, it went down to initially, in fact, it went down to 39,000 crore. And you look at this now, from 39, it's going to come down to 13,000 crore. That's because the government is removing the subsidy on kerosene. Okay, it's charging the market price on kerosene actually. But in all, my friends, subsidy is a major component of the government of India's expense. About 8% of total expenditure of the government of India goes on subsidy. In the next financial year, the total food subsidy would come to about 2.43 lakh crore rupees. You see this number here. This is the next year budget. I mean, the one that will start on April 1st. So the government is going to suffer a loss of about 2.43 lakh crore rupees on sale of food grains to ration shops. That's subsidy. So usually the government does this to help people who live on the margins, who don't earn a stable income, who are poor, who are desperate, to make life comfortable so that people don't starve and all that. Okay. Which European country has recently voted in favor of banning full facial coverings, including the niqab, and it's called niqab actually, and burqa in almost all public places? The answer is Switzerland. The answer is Switzerland. Now, Switzerland is the third European country to do this. In fact, France and Belgium already have certain laws like this in place. What has caught public imagination is this particular ban. Now, you understand that they also banned, bandanas. Bandanas, any kind of mask that would be used as, during protest, especially this, socialist protest, environmental protest and all that. So bandana is a head covering, typically worn by protesters and all. So the government has clearly stated even this is banned. But controversial stuff would be burqa rather than the bandana, isn't it? So this caught public imagination, and they, some people have said that just about a dozen women in the total population of Switzerland, that's about, that's under 1 crore, wear burqa. That's about it. But some people have opposed the ban, stating that this could impact tourism, because a lot of people from the wealthy countries, Muslim countries, they come to Switzerland to spend time there, and if we don't allow burqa, they may not come, and this could impact businesses. But the government of India, Switzerland, has its own reasons. They say that this is for public safety, public, security. We need to do that. We need to ensure that people, are safe, and we don't know who could be coming in through a burqa. And that a lot of these kinds of cases have happened in Iraq, in Pakistan, where men wearing burqas have come and sprayed bullets on the targets. They have exploded devices, bombs and all that. So that's a major concern. You would want to know where is Switzerland? This is Switzerland. You see, this is Switzerland. This country is Switzerland. Okay. Now, I would want you to write about Switzerland. This is a country that has no capital. Technically no capital. Okay. But the government sits in a place called Bern. It sits in Bern. You can write with an E also, no harm. I don't write E. Okay. This is taken to be the capital. By law, there is no capital, but de facto, by the fact that the government sits here, it is regarded as a capital. Okay. Now, Switzerland has something called the Federal Council. All these provinces in Switzerland called cantons, they elect a Federal Council, and one of these Federal Council members, 7-member council actually, becomes the president for 1 year. So they take turns. So for 2021, the president is Guy Parmelin. Okay, this is the president, and the currency is franc. And Switzerland, there is no language called Swiss. So the main languages of Switzerland would be Germany. So this is Germany, French, Italian, and here there is a language called Romansh. So there are 4 languages, official languages of Switzerland: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. Okay. So next time someone tells you that I will teach you Swiss, pay me 50,000 rupees. Just be careful. There is no language called Swiss. So from here, in fact, we could look at a couple of other choices: Netherlands, Norway, Germany, Poland. I just make this is Netherlands. Okay, this is Belgium here, and this is Netherlands. This particular country is Netherlands. Okay, this one is Netherlands. It's a small country, and this is Poland here, pretty large in green here. This is Poland. Okay, and of course Germany is this in yellow. Now I wanted to write about Netherlands, something very different that we could write about Netherlands. Netherlands' capital is Amsterdam. Okay, and it's a constitutional monarchy, so they have a monarch, but we'll write the name of the prime minister. The prime minister is Mark Rutte. Mark Rutte. Amsterdam is the capital, Mark Rutte is the prime minister. Now, this is called Netherlands. Neither in English means under. Netherlands. Now, I would want you to write this, right? About 50% of the country, about 50% of the country, territory or country's land, 50% of the country's land, only about 50% of the country's land exceeds 1 meter above sea level, ASL, above sea level. That's it. I mean, it's a low-lying country. Neither means under. That's why Netherlands. Okay. Only about 50% of the country's land exceeds 1 meter, and you could also write 26% of land. 26% of land is below sea level. Below sea level. 26% of the country's land is below sea level. Okay, that's about it. I think maybe, yeah, it's a euro. The currency is euro. Shall we write about Poland then? Yeah, we'll end with this, with Poland, because Germany and all is known, quite well known. Poland, the capital is Warsaw. Okay, and the prime minister is Andrzej Duda. Andrzej Duda. And the currency is zloty. Is it? Zloty. Zloty. Okay. Name the bridge that was recently built over the Feni River. It should be separated. Feni and river. Okay. There is an error there. Spacing error. That was recently built over the Feni River connecting India and Bangladesh, and that has been inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi. What is the river called? Maitri Setu, Friendship Bridge. Friendship Bridge. You could write this. Connects Sabroom in Tripura with with Ramgarh in Bangladesh. Bangladesh. This is Feni River. Feni River. Okay, and this is, you would want to write, you could also write 1.9 kilometer long. The bridge is 1.9 kilometer long. So this will open up trade. This from Ramgarh, it would connect to the port town of Chittagong, which is very important, which is a major port in our part of the world. So goods from Chittagong, they can move through Northeast India. Like for example, from Chennai, Visakhapatnam and all these, they can come to Chittagong. From there by road, they can go to Tripura up there basically. So it will, bridge the distance. Which is the distance. Which of the following cities will host the 14th UN Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice? Kyoto, Japan in March, this year. Now, March, this year. It's a virtual conference, of course. Kyoto is a town in this is what to say, is the second largest city in of in Japan. So of course this is one large agglomeration. Kyoto, Tokyo is one large area. It's connected, completely connected as an urban area. Okay. Now if you would look at something more here, okay, why don't we write about UN Congress, this particular Congress? Please write. You write this title: UN Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice. Held once every 5 years. Held once every 5 years since 1955. 1955. Next. Theme for 2021. Theme for 21. Theme for 21. I'll just read this. It's very long for to write. Advancing crime prevention. Advancing crime prevention, criminal justice. Advancing crime prevention, criminal justice, and rule of law. And rule of law. And rule, R-U-L-E, rule of law, dash, towards the achievements of the 2030 agenda. The 2030 agenda. The 2030 agenda. That's it. So this is a theme for this year. Just a second, we could do one thing. Japan, the capital is, if you jumble these letters, Kyoto, you get Tokyo. Okay, so Tokyo, and that's the capital. The prime minister is a new chap, Yoshihide Suda. Yoshihide Suda. The currency is yen. South Korea, you see this capital here? This is pronounced with a silent E. E is silent. E is silent. So it's pronounced Seoul. Moon Jae-in is the president of South Korea. President is Moon Jae-in. Seoul is the capital. President is Moon Jae-in. And the currency is won. The currency is won. Currency is won. Okay. I think that's about Singapore. Okay, let's write Singapore. Singapore's capital, of course, Singapore City. The Prime Minister is Lee Hsien Loong. LHL. Lee Hsien Loong. Billionaire Olivier Dassault passed away recently. He died in a helicopter crash. Okay. Which of the following statements are is or true with regard to him? He was a French MP. Yes. Was the son of industrialist Sergeant Dassault, whose group has built Rafale warplanes. Yes. He previously served as the deputy in the National Assembly. Yes. MP he was. We'll do one thing. While he is dead, we could write about this Rafale plane. Okay, you could just write this. Dassault Group, maker of Rafale planes. Rafale planes. Okay. CEO Eric Trippier. Eric Trippier. International Women's Day, which is annually celebrated on March 8th to commemorate the cultural, political, economic, and social developments of women. Had a theme this year, and the theme is Women in Leadership, Achieve an Equal Feature in a COVID-19 world. women have come under a lot of stress in the COVID thing, especially because one, if they were working now, um, if they had retained their job, they were asked to work from home, and that put on a lot of pressure apart from doing household works. So there, health has suffered a great deal, and so has mental as well as see, physical health has suffered, so has mental health. Um, that's something that needs to be addressed. So here you have International Women's Day on March 8th. Okay, there's nothing to discuss there. So, whom the following persons were selected to the top 20 Global Women of Excellence Award for 2020? This is given by a US-based organization headed by an American, MP member of Parliament. This is they call Congressperson. We call MP Congressperson. This is a prize won by Tamilisai Soundararajan, and she, my friends, she is a governor. All these are governors. Governor of Telangana State. Governor of Telangana State. Okay. Anandibel Patel, ex-Chief Minister of Gujarat, but more importantly, Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Governor of Uttar Pradesh. And Draupadi Murmu, she's from Odisha, Governor of Jharkhand. Okay, Najma Heptullah, ex-congressperson and former deputy chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, and currently BJP member. She is the governor of Manipur. Governor of Manipur. Anusuya Yuki, she is the governor of Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh. Governor of Chhattisgarh. Okay. If you want to know the names of the chief ministers here, Manipur, Biren Singh. Biren Singh is the chief minister of Manipur. The capital, as you know, is Imphal. Najma Heptullah, Draupadi Murmu is at Jharkhand. Jharkhand's chief minister is Hemant Soren. Hemant Soren. Okay. Then Chhattisgarh chief minister is Bhupesh Baghel. Bhupesh Baghel. Anandibel Patel, Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. Telangana, my state, K. Chandrasekhar Rao. K. Chandrasekhar Rao. K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Okay. In which state is Ola Electric Mobility, building the world's largest electronic scooter that will produce 10 million plant, electronic scooter plant that will produce 10 million, that is 1 crore e-scooters every year. They're setting this up in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is going to see elections, assembly elections, and the chief minister for now is E. Palaniswamy. You could write with a W also. E. Palaniswamy. And Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Eduguri Sandinti Jagan Mohan Reddy. Goa chief minister is Pramod Sawant. Pramod Sawant. Goa, my friends, is India's smallest state by area. Smallest state by area. Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan. You already know this. Pinarayi Vijayan. And highest sex ratio in India. Number of females per 1,000 males. There, I think it's 1,084. 1,084 females per 1,000 males is the sex ratio of Kerala. Okay. Now, to tell you about Ola. Ola is one of the two, what are called, cab or taxi aggregators. What are they called? Aggregators. See, Ola, Uber, they don't own anything. But They don't own what we say. I don't know how to get back to this in the slideshow. Discard. I'll just bring it back here. Yeah. Ola is what is called a ride sharing company. Ride sharing, or cab or taxi aggregator. It does not own anything, but on one platform you'll find these things. Okay, last year's revenue was about 2,600 crore, and Ola was started by two persons. One is Bhavish Agarwal, the current CEO. Bhavish Agarwal, and the second guy is Ankit Bhati. Ankit Bhati. So you have Ola, then you have Uber also in India. Which country has topped the global ranking for the second year in a row in the latest Economic Freedom Index 2021 published by the US conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation? It's a pretty conservative one, but this year it had been won by Singapore, just like last year. So in your books you write this title, Economic Freedom Index 2021. I'm going to give you some notes on this. Economic Freedom Index 2021. Underline that. If they ask you in the interview why, on what basis do they measure these rankings and everything, you should have an answer. Here's the answer, right? Ranks on basis of rule of law, comma, economic freedom, comma, tax burden, 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 comma, business and investment freedom, comma, labor freedom, that is company should be free to hire and fire, labor freedom, and government integrity. Is the government honest? Government integrity. Next point. Top 5 countries. 1. Singapore. 1. Singapore. 2. New Zealand. These are there in the choices, so you can read this. 2. New Zealand. 3. Australia. 4. Switzerland. 5. Ireland. IRELAND. It's there in choice 2. Ireland. Leave one nice space, right? Bottom 3 countries. In brackets, among 178 ranks. Right. 178 North Korea. 177 Venezuela. I'll write it here. Venezuela. 177 Venezuela. 176 Cuba. So these are not free. These are most free countries. Okay. Next, right. India's rank. Our ranks of India and China. 121 and 107 respectively. India's rank is 121st. China's rank is 107. Okay. If you want to know a couple of more countries, BRICS rather. So we have mentioned in BRICS we have mentioned China 107, India 121, Brazil is 99. Yeah, Brazil. No, Brazil. Yeah, South Africa is 99. Brazil is not. It's not a country that is pro business. It's 143. Brazil is 143. Okay. Russia is 92. Russia. That's how you pronounce it. Russia. Okay. South Africa is 99. South Africa is 99. South Africa is 99. So BRICS rankings also have come. Okay. According to the UNCTAD's technology, UNCTAD is United Nations. You could write this: United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Dash, head office Geneva. Currently, it does not have a full-time chief. Earlier guy was a Mukisa Kitiyu. He has resigned, and since then the post has not been filled in. Okay, there is an interim chief, but that's not important for us. So, according to the UNTAC's Technology and Innovation Report 2021, which country is the top overperformer in terms of readiness in using, adopting and adapting frontier technologies like artificial intelligence, big data, and blockchain, plus robotics. See, technology is changing fast, extremely fast, but new technology has its own major problems. All kinds of technologies have major problems. It has a major problem, especially if a society does not adapt fast enough. Okay, if the pace of technology is faster than its adoption in the country, then the country falls by the wayside. So the country loses. See, technology today is being developed all over the world. It could be developed, let's say, in Germany, but we should be ready as a country. We should be ready in using it. Okay, we should be able to use it to our advantage. So technology could be developed in one part of the world, but it has global uses. So the number one country, I went through the report. It's there on this computer. I was going through this report. It's a fabulous report, and it says that some technologies, let's say for example, in 2018, the market size for nanotechnology was it's all in $1 billion, 1 billion. Okay, there's $700 million for blockchain. Not much of a market. Total market size of all these big things. IoT is Internet of Things. So you have Alexa, Siri, those kinds of simple examples. $350 is a market, $350 billion. But by in 2025, this is likely to be a $3.2 trillion. That is $3,200 billion market. So it's going to be a huge market, very large market. Okay. So IoT today is a 130 billion market, and this is going to be a $1,500 billion market, which is $1.85 trillion, my friends. So it's going to explode, and India has been ranked as an outperformer in this particular thing. Okay, so they didn't give particular ranking to India in this particular domains, but overall we are doing quite well. Who has recently taken over the chairmanship of Asia Pacific Rural and Agriculture Credit Association? Govindarajulu Chintala Govindarajulu. Who is this? Chairman of NABARD, National Association. I repeat, National Association I'm so sorry. I'm extremely sorry, my friends. I got a psychological. National Bank for Agriculture, National Bank for Agriculture, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This guy is the chairman of NABARD. Okay. Dinesh Khara. Dinesh Khara is the chairman of SBI, State Bank of India. State Bank of India. David Raskina is managing director of Exim Bank of India. Exim, that is Export Import Bank of India. Exim Bank of India. Okay. Shaktikanta Das, RBI Governor. RBI Governor. Bhanu Pratap Sharma is chairman of the bank's board bureau. Bank's board bureau. Okay? Yeah. So all have come. All have come. Who among the following persons has been conferred with the SERA Week Global Energy and Environment Leadership Award by the Cambridge Energy Association Associates? Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Yeah, he said that I am honored to receive this award, and more importantly, I dedicate this to the people of our country, our great motherland. Exact phrase. Jairam Ramesh, ex-environment minister, but who is this guy? Prakash Javadekar holds 3 ministries. One is environment, forest and climate change. Environment, forest and climate change. Environment, forest and climate change. Next, he also is a minister for information and broadcasting. Information and broadcasting. Information and broadcasting. So next, number 3. Okay, he is the minister for heavy industries and public enterprises. 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 Chaliye. Amit Shah is Home Minister of India. Home Minister of India. Sunita Narayan is a founder of Center for Science and Environment. It's an NGO, Center for Science and Environment, CSC. It's normally called CSC. It's not written like this. Science and Environment. In fact, she is the person who came out with this research finding on pesticide residues in cola companies. Pepsi, Coke and all, they have Pepsi, they have pesticide. That was a major breakthrough report from the CSC headed by Sunita Narayan. Which Indian state recently passed a law mandating that 75% of the jobs in the private sector that pay up to rupees 50,000 per month be reserved for locals? Answer is Haryana, and the chief minister there, Manohar Lal Khattar. What's her name? Manohar Lal Khattar. He has come up with this idea that what is called son of the soil idea, that most jobs, 75% of jobs that pay less, the way the pay is less than 50,000 rupees, should go to locals. Now the critics say that this is going to harm industrialization, service sector and all, because merit should be a criteria for hiring people for doing their job, not where they come from. But in India, all these things happen. Punjab is Amarinder Singh, Chief Minister Amarinder Singh. There is one more thing about Punjab you could write. Highest percentage of SC population. Highest percentage of SC population as part of Total population. Total population. So about 23% of Punjab's population belongs to scheduled caste communities. This was an exam question once upon a time. So anyway, now you know. Very simple. From there, that's about it, I guess. The book titled The Frontier Gandhi, My Life and Struggle was recently translated into English by Imtiaz Ahmad Sahibzada. This book is a biography, autobiography of freedom fighter Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan was a freedom fighter who fought for the independence of India. And he was born in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, what today called, earlier was called Northwest Frontier Province of Pakistan, but today called Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This is on the border with Afghanistan, and his nickname is Badshah Khan. Badshah Khan, also called in local Pasha, Badshah Khan. Then this is normal Pasha, this is Badshah Khan. Then he started an organization called Khudai Khidmatgar. Khudai Khidmatgar. Okay. This is a service-oriented organization. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan was nicknamed Frontier Gandhi because he was a great father of Mahatma Gandhi, and he lived on the frontier, the border. That's why it's called Frontier Gandhi. Also called Sarhadi Gandhi. Sarhadi Gandhi. So Frontier Gandhi in English, Sarhadi Gandhi in Hindi. In 1987, he became the first. In 1987, he became the first non-Indian, because he's a Pakistani. He was the first non-Indian to receive the Bharat Ratna. To receive the Bharat Ratna. To receive the Bharat Ratna. Okay. Who is the other non-Indian to receive Bharat Ratna? See, in 1987, Ghaffar Saab received it. Okay. In 1990, Nelson Mandela became the second non-Indian to receive the Bharat Ratna. Second non-Indian. You look at choice 3, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. His name, आपका नाम था Abul Kalam. Maulana, he was by training. Okay. Azad was his pen name. He was a poet. And by the way, if you are in Delhi, in Delhi there are two markets that are named after, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. One is Ghaffur Market. I think it's in Karol Bagh. Ghaffur Market or Ghaffar Market. That's named after this gentleman. And the other one is the Khan Market. The Khan Market, upscale. So that's named after him. He was anything but upscale. He was a very down-to-earth person. And Asaf Ali, it's okay, fair, it's over. Freedom fighters, all. Who of the following badminton players has claimed the women's gold medal at the 2021 Swiss Open Super 300? Carolina Marin of Spain. She belongs to Spain. She defeated PV Sindhu in the final. Carolina Marin of Spain. Currently, PV Sindhu is ranked number 7 in the world. Number 7. And this is women's singles. So, who won the men's gold? Men's gold medal. Victor Axelsen. Victor Axelsen of Denmark. Who belongs to Denmark. Next. Which country has topped the UNCTAD's Business to Consumer E-Commerce Index 2020? So what is this B2C? It's called Business to Consumer. Business to Consumer. Okay. C2C is Consumer to Consumer. Business to Business is typically wholesale and all that stuff. Which country has stopped? Switzerland has stopped. But before that, let's look at this. What does it measure? Right. Measures an economy's preparedness and economy's preparedness to support sorry guys, online shopping. Now if you read the report, you will find this line, to support online shopping. So the top 5 countries, you could write top 5. 1 Switzerland, 2 Netherlands, 3 Denmark, 4 Singapore, 5 UK, United Kingdom. Okay, Switzerland, Netherlands, what is it? Denmark, Singapore, and UK. So write India, rank India. 71. Rank India 71. Rank of India or India's rank, one and the same. 71. Next, China 55. Now, Switzerland has stopped because almost everyone in the country, 97% of the country's population uses the internet. Because of high degree of internet penetration, high disposable incomes and everything, they have topped this particular online shopping, index. Okay. Would you want to know about any of these places? Okay. Finland, you could write capital Helsinki. And the Prime Minister is Sanna Marin. You could write this. Youngest female head of state. Youngest female head of state. Youngest female head of government, actually. Youngest female serving head of government. You could write this. This is a better word. Serving means among all current leaders, she is the youngest. She was hardly 33 when she became the Prime Minister of Finland. Just 33. We discussed Switzerland, Netherlands. We discussed. Should we look at Sweden? Chalo, Sweden like that. Sweden. Okay, Finland's capital is euro. Currency is euro. Finland currency euro. Then let me clear this. Then I'll write about Sweden. Okay, Sweden. The capital is Stockholm. The Prime Minister is Stefan Löfven. This is a constitutional monarchy, Stefan Löfven. And the currency is krona. Next, Norway, Oslo. Capital is Oslo. The Prime Minister is Erna Solberg. And the currency is krone. Even just like Sweden, Norway is also a constitutional monarchy. Next, the king of Norway is Harald the 6th, I think. Sweden is Carl Gustaf the 16th. Anyway, which film won the best motion picture in drama at the 78th Golden Globe Awards recently? Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhao. Directed by Chloe Zhao. Next, this is for drama. Best picture for drama. Okay, right. Best film. Best film. Comedy or musical. Comedy or musical. Won by Borat. It's a very long name. I'm cutting it short. I'll take the popular name. Borat Subsequent is the name of the movie. Okay. Subsequent movie film. Moving film is movie film. Borat subsequent movie film. Movie film. Directed by Jason Walmer. Jason Walmer. This is a very good movie. The Trial of the Chicago 7. Please watch this. Then you could write Best Actor. No, I think we'll just wait there. You could write one more. Best Animated Film. Best Animated Film. Soul. The film's name is Soul. Directed by Pete Docter. Pete Docter. Okay. So we got 3 categories of films. Who among the following won the best performance by an actor in the motion picture and drama at the 78th Golden Globe Awards? Chadwick Postman. This is Chadwick Postman. He died recently. He was very young, hardly about 38 or something. He died of colon cancer. While he won the best actor award, for this movie Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, you should know that he is world famous for one particular role, Black Panther. Black Panther is a superhero in the Marvel, League of Superheroes. So this is Black Panther. He played the role of Black Panther. It was awesome. You should watch the film Black Panther. That's the name. A great movie. Unfortunately, he passed away recently. So he won the Best Actor award posthumously. Best Actress, you could write Best Actress. Best Actress. Andra Day. Andra Day. Slightly confusing name there. Andra Day. Okay. For this film, the US versus Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday. The US versus Billie Holiday. That's the name of the movie. It's a true story. Billie Holiday. This particular movie is a true story of a rights actor, activist. Please watch Black Panther. You will have fun. Okay, I think that should be fine. Yeah. So we got both Best Actor, Best Actress. India's first World Skills Center has been unveiled in Bhubaneswar. You could write this. Joint venture between Odisha government and Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank joint venture between Odisha government and Asian Development Bank dash total outlay means cost, total outlay dash 1343 crores 1343 crores 1343 crores 1343 crores. Next, Aim is to, aim, A-I-M, aim is to impart, I-M-P-A-R-T, impart advanced skills and create globally employable youth, globally employable youth dash in 8 trades, so they could pick anything. And so 8 different kinds of trades. But you know what, the target is to train about 3,000 students per annum. It's a good initiative, no doubt about it. Odisha's chief minister, as you know, is Naveen Patnaik, and Bhubaneswar is home to the Lingaraja temple. Okay, Bhubaneswar is named after Bhagwan Shiv. It's named after Bhagwan Shiv, and it's one of India's very few planned cities. Find out as to who planned it, who designed it. There's a twin city, Kataki. Next to it is a twin city of Bhubaneswar. Now coming to the choices, if World Skills Center is in Bhubaneswar, could we look at these places and put some organization in this? You could write Ahmedabad Physical Research Labs, Physical Research Laboratory, Calcutta, plenty of them. Botanical Survey of India, Botanical Survey of India. Hyderabad, you could write National Institute of Nutrition in Hyderabad. National Institute of Nutrition. Okay. Next. The net profit or loss generated at the end of the year and shown in the annual business statement is normally referred to as bottom line. You write what is bottom line. Please write bottom line. Underline that. First point. Also called net earnings. Also called net earnings. Next point. Refers to earnings, comma, profit, comma, net income, that is after taxes and everything, after tax, expenses, net income, and earnings per share, So basically this is the total income of a company. I mean, whatever comes in is the bottom line. Okay, from this expenses and everything are deducted. Next, leave one line space, right? Top line. Next, also called total revenue earned. Next, reflects, second point, reflects, REFLECTS, reflects full sales price to consumers. Full sale price to consumers. Sale price of what? Goods and services. Full sale price to consumers during the specified period, during the specified statement period, statement period, specified statement period. So this is top line. I mean, one has to look at basically within this period what has been the total sales is, top line. Okay. In the money market, money lent for a very short period is known as call money. Call money. Call money is, the minimum is 1 day, max is 14 days. So minimum, maximum. In the money market, this is typically lent between banks. It's also called interbank money market rate. Okay. One bank calls to the other bank and says, look, I don't have, could you send over some cash? So, typically these are for short-term mismatches, very short-term mismatches. Okay. Next. According to the American research firm Morning Consult, who has been rated as the world's most popular leader, Narendra Modi. See, this organization, tracks ratings, popularity of different leaders, about 11 countries, I think. Mexico, South Korea, Indonesia, Japan, Britain, US, Russia, all these guys basically. I think Russia is not there. The ratings of all these popular ratings are lifted, are measured on a day-to-day basis, and they are represented in a line graph. I have seen this. I saw this before this video talk. I went to the website Morning Consult and I found this. On a weekly basis they do this. Currently, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Modi, has an approval rating of 47%. It's down from 52% last week, but then these things keep changing. Okay. In May 2020, his rating was 72%. 72%. This makes him the world's most popular leader. Yeah. Who is Emmanuel Macron, President of France? President of France. Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of Britain. Prime Minister of Britain. Angela, not Angela, Angela. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany. Chancellor of Germany. Donald Trump, ex-president of United States. Madhav Singh Solanki, who passed away recently, was a former Chief Minister of Gujarat. He was Chief Minister thrice. Okay. 76, 77. Then I think 85, 80. Elections were held in 80, 85. And then he was there for another short term, these 3 terms. Okay. 3 terms as CM of Gujarat. Now, in 1991-92, he was the Minister of External Affairs of India. External Affairs, Minister of External Affairs, 1991-92. Congress guy. Okay. I think you know the chief minister of all these places. Haryana has the lowest sex ratio in India. I'm talking only states. Among states, Haryana has the lowest sex ratio. Madhya Pradesh is the second biggest state in India by area. Rajasthan is the biggest by area. Rajasthan is this much, 3.42 lakh square kilometers. Madhya Pradesh is 3.08 lakh square kilometers. Okay. Next. Which of the following companies was recently awarded the prestigious Defense Technology Absorption Award by the DRDO? Centum Electronics Limited. Centum Electronics Limited. Why was this, given this prize? You could write this. You write his CEO's name. Apparao. Mallavarapu. I think Mallavarapu. Apparao Mallavarapu is the CEO. Why? You could write this. for absorption of critical defense technology in defense space. This is important. Defense space systems. Defense space systems. Defense space systems. Defense space systems. Okay. Look at see, Honeywell and Philips are private companies. So look at choice 4, BHEL, public sector company. This chairman managing director is Nalin Singhal. Nalin, Nalin. Nalin. Nalin Singhal. Singhal. Nalin Singhal. Next. HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. R. Madhavan. Okay. Next. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, in its recent guidelines, has capped the permissible amount of trans fatty acids in oils and fats to, so and so percent. What are trans fats? Trans fats are very unhealthy. They lead to a lot of diseases. High degree of consumption of trans fats lead to a lot of complications. So where would you find trans fats in daily life? You could say that biscuits, you have lots of trans fats in biscuits. Cakes, cookies, you have all kinds of baked foods, typically baked foods. These are preserved, so lots of chemicals are also used. Then you have what you call microwave popcorn. Popcorn should always be made in a cooker kind of thing, but never in a microwave. So microwave popcorn leads to a lot of built up of fatty acid, trans fats. And then we have, of course, samosa and all that stuff. Fried foods. Indians love this. Fried foods. And if you're kind of a guy who loves pizza, especially the frozen pizza, oh, it's very dangerous, my friends. Oh, that was the last question. That's about it, guys. Then I did not realize it. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for being here, because it's a 1 hour one-way talk. So the duration will always be short. If you are there on the other side, it would normally extend to 2 hours. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious.